He varies his cadence so well, and that's something you expect an older quarterback to really master. But Tom Moore says that Peyton Manning is as good as anybody at using the snap count, varying the snap count, and when you can get those freebies, those free 5-yard penalties, it can really help you offensively.
Tom Moore told us the other day the snap count is a weapon, and it should be used. 1st and 5. Manning with time, throws, complete. Harrison at about the 43-yard line of the Oakland Raiders, and that'll be another first down.
Again, we take a look at this matchup. Woodson with his eyes in at the quarterback. Now, at this point, he knows the ball's coming there, but he couldn't get out of his break. Again, a big cushion, and then kind of slow getting out of his break. And that's easy playing catch, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison like that. Now he's up on top of him.
Once again, the Colts up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. Edgerrin James, left side, room to run. 40, 35, 30, down to about the 27-yard line of the Oakland Raiders, and another first down. 16-yard pickup for Edgerrin James, the man the Raiders say they have to stop today.
Well, Lance Johnstone is going to get up the field so quick. Number 51, he runs right out of the play, and then there's a missed tackle. Again, you see the strength of Edgerrin James breaking the arm tackle, but Lance Johnstone coming up the field after the quarterback left a big opening there for Edgerrin James.
First down from the 28. James again to the 20, to the 18-yard line. And that'll be close to another first down for the Indianapolis Colts, who have mixed their plays beautifully coming from their own 20-yard line.
Doing a nice job. And again, they get their horse involved right away early in the ball game. You take a look at Edgerrin James. Again, 216 pounds, a guy who takes great pride in what he's doing, and he is really working at his game. That's the other thing about these three guys. They really work hard. Tremendous work ethic.
Pickup of 9, 2nd and 1. James outside to the 15, out of bounds at about the 14, maybe the 13-yard line, forced out by Charles Woodson. 6-yard pickup and another first down.
One of the things that makes Edgerrin James so special is he has the power to be a great short yardage in between the tackles runner, but he also has the speed to get outside and turn the corner on your defense. Picks up the first down that time. Again, very versatile. You take a look at what the Colts do in the red zone last year, 19th in the league.
Edgerrin James, 5 carries, 44 yards. Throws, end zone, Pollard, touchdown!
In the red zone, only 5 interceptions. That's outstanding.
What a workmanlike drive by the Colts and Manning down the field. 80 yards in 9 plays and the 13-yard touchdown pass to Pollard. Vanderjagt for the extra point. And it's good. Look at Oakland coach John Gruden. You have to think he would have liked to have seen his defense come up with a stop or two on that drive. It just didn't happen. Danny Kite will kick it away for the Colts. You know, that Pollard reception was the 9th play of the drive. 7 of Indy's first 8 plays, either Marvin Harrison or Edgerrin James touched the football. The 9th play went to Pollard for the touchdown. Napoleon Kaufman from his own 3, the 20, and hit and knocked down at the 25, and here's a penalty marker thrown on the near side of the field after a 23-yard return. It's going to be against the Raiders. Our referee is Bob McElwee.
Holding number 37 of the receiving team during the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Defensive back Johnny Harris is guilty, and when we come back, Rich Gannon will take over the controls of the Oakland offense. As we welcome you back to Indianapolis, Rich Gannon and the Raiders, first down, their own 20-yard line. First time they've touched the ball this afternoon. We're 5 minutes into the first quarter, and Wheatley's carry goes for very little before Bernard Holsey makes the tackle. No gain, we'll call it 2nd and 10. And a look at veteran quarterback Rich Gannon in his 13th season out of Delaware. Signed with the Oakland Raiders back in February of '99 as a free agent. Former Kansas City Chief. Just like Todd Blackledge.
A little better runner than I ever was. He's a dangerous runner as well as a thrower.
On the ground again on 2nd down, and this time Wheatley will get about 3. It'll be 3rd and 7. Look at the Oakland offense. The line is huge. Left guard Steve Wisniewski, the lightweight at 305. Lincoln Kennedy, the heavyweight, at 330. Tim Brown, James Jett, Ricky Dudley, formidable receivers. On occasion, they'll be joined by veteran wide receiver Andre Rison.
Rison's in there right now. The first 3rd down situation of the game. That's where Tim Brown says Andre has been the biggest contributor to this team so far. Take some of the weight off of Tim Brown.
Gannon steps up, throws, incomplete. Off the hands of Randy Jordan coming out of the backfield.
Would have been an easy first down that time for the Raiders had Jordan been able to hang on to that ball. The defense was flying out of there, covering the deeper zones, and they just tried to dump it underneath. Tried to run before he caught the football and came up short.
Rookie Shane Leckler, the number 5 draft pick, or 5th round draft choice, will kick to rookie Peyton Williams. Booming kick, Williams from his own 22. 30, 35, and down at about the 37-yard line. Peyton Manning coming back onto the field to go back to work. The Colts lead by 7. Russell, if you were with us on the NFL Today, you heard us tell the story about Russell being quoted about Peyton Manning as saying, you know, he can't win the big game or hasn't won the big game. And although he was largely complimentary of Peyton Manning, none of that made the quotes, and Jim Mora made it a point to tell both Manning and the rest of the Colt team about Mr. Russell's comment. First down from the 37-yard line. And movement on the line. Looked like number 73 on Meadows.
All start, 73, offense. 5 yards, first down.
So it'll be 1st and 15.
Second time we've seen someone jump on the Colts offense. Again, Peyton Manning doing a lot of work at the line of scrimmage, and that's one of the luxuries that Jim Mora has with him. Tom Moore's a good play caller, but Peyton Manning makes good decisions on the field and can call the offense at the line of scrimmage. But when you're doing that and you're taking extra time, you really got to hold your water up front as an offensive lineman.
So Manning from the shotgun now. And he'll hand it off to James. James, 35, 40, out to the 42-yard line. Well, to continue that story about Russell and Peyton Manning, let's go down to Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. You know, you mentioned Darrell Russell and the fact that Peyton couldn't win the big one. Well, I talked to Peyton before the game, and he just laughed. He goes, you know, that's high school stuff. That's what they do all the time. He said, I'll do my talking on the field. Back to you.
No doubt. 2nd and 6. Dilger, midfield, 45, out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. William Thomas ran him out after a 17-yard pickup and a first down. Well, before the game, Darrell Russell went out of his way to go over and say hello to Peyton Manning, and I'm pretty sure probably reinforced the fact, just what Darrell Russell told us. The things that he said about Peyton were very complimentary. 42-yard line, first down, Indianapolis. Edgerrin James, a couple of yards to the 40. And William Thomas in on the tackle again.
Just a follow-up to that, Darrell Russell also complained a little bit that didn't think that their defense, the Raider defense, getting as much respect as they should. Well, today's a great test. If they can stand up against this offense and slow down Peyton Manning in this offense, this defense will get a lot of respect around the NFL, because this is a stiff challenge today here in Indianapolis.
Total yards, what a disparity right now. inside the 25-yard line to Jerome Pathan, and that'll be another first down. What is this no-huddle doing to Chuck Bresnahan and his Oakland defense?
Well, it's putting them on their heels a little bit because it's not necessarily a hurry-up offense, but it keeps the same personnel on the field. So Peyton Manning knows he's not working against a nickel or a dime defense. He's working against normal personnel. He's calling the plays at the line of scrimmage, and it just puts that defense back on their heels a little bit.
Clock continues to move, 6.5 to play here in the first quarter of the RCA Dome. Quick slant, Marvin Harrison inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. Beekert and Woodson combined for the stop, but not until it's a 12-yard pickup and yet another first down.
Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator, wanted to dictate tempo in this ball game. Right now, the tempo is completely being dictated by the Colts offense. They are playing downhill against this Raider defense right now. Mixing the run and pass, Chuck Bresnahan trying to find some way to get a play, something behind the line of scrimmage to get some momentum.
From the 12, another quick drop, throws outside, Gilbert, 10, 5-yard line, clock continues to move. Eric Allen and William Thomas there for the stop, a 6-yard pickup, it'll be 2nd and 4.
Nice job by Eric Allen coming up on that play, because had he not come up tough like that, Diogo would have taken it into the end zone. He had beaten the linebacker, but Allen came off his corner spot and made a nice tackle in the open field.
Boy, and you're right, Ty, when Chuck Bresnahan said he wanted his defense to dictate the tempo, this is not what he had in mind. Colts can get a touchdown, can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. James, up the middle, touchdown! Really it. Vanderjack. His kick is good, and we are saying a piece of art in progress. Boy, difference in time of possession is going to be criminal. We are just under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter, and the Oakland Raiders have run 3 offensive plays. Meanwhile, look at the drive put together by the Colts. Danny Kite kicks it away. Napoleon Kaufman from the 3. Raiders need something to boost their spirits. That won't do it. Napoleon Kaufman goes down at the 17-yard line after a 14-yard return. And John Gruden sends Rich Gannon back onto the field saying, get us started. John Gruden sees his Raiders starting inside the 20-yard line for the second straight drive. They've started from their own 16 and now from their own 17-yard line. Wheatley and Ritchie in the backfield. Gannon going to throw. Wide open, Ricky Dudley, 25. Football popped out. The Colts say they have it. Instead, the officials say the Raiders do.
This definitely was a loose ball, and it was a matter of a tight end fighting a cornerback for the football. Watch the end of this play. Ricky Dudley. The ball is going to get stripped out of there by Tyrone Poole, and then it's a fight between Poole and Dudley clearly the stronger guy in that pile.
Ball bounced right back down to him, and Dudley reached over and took it away. It's a first down for the Raiders. Gannon spins away from trouble, throws over the middle to Tim Brown to about the 33-yard line. Get our first chance to take a look at the Indy defense. The front 4, Holsey, Whittington, Johnson, and Bratsky. Cornelius Bennett, the veteran linebacker, the man they call Biscuit, 5 Super Bowls and 5 Pro Bowls in his career. In the secondary, cornerback Jeff Burris turned in a 27-yard interception return for a touchdown a week ago at Kansas City. Pick up a 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. Jeremy Brigham is in as a tight end, number 87. On the ground, Wheatley, and not much there. Maybe to the 35-yard line. Dwight Collier, the middle linebacker, in on the tackle. Pick up a 3, it'll be 3rd and 4.
It was interesting. Colts defensive coordinator Vic Fangio said that when he went against Gruden when he was an assistant, he was a lot more aggressive, you know, threw the ball a lot more, took a lot more risk. Now that he's a head coach, he's much more conservative, more committed to the running game. And right now, to try to take this crowd out, that's what he's thinking right now. We've got to get some success running the football, kind of get some momentum back on our side.
Being a head coach will do that, won't it? Gannon over the middle, has his man Tim Brown, midfield 45 and out of bounds, close to the 40-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. The Raiders in Indianapolis territory for the first time today. That's a 24-yard pickup. Is there a more familiar sight in the National Football League than Tim Brown going over the middle?
Well, he's such a big target. He's a fearless guy going across the middle. You see the separation, and that's the key thing for receivers in the National Football League. When you make that move, can you separate from the defender, give your quarterback some space? Tim Brown does it as well as anybody. And then you see the strength and the stiff arm to get a few extra yards.
Tim Brown has now gone over the 11,000-yard mark for his career. Play fake. Gannon steps up, throws, incomplete over the middle. Time for our first update today. What's happening with the Jacksonville Jaguars? All right, Jim, thank you. John Gruden and the Raiders facing a 2nd and 10. Gannon 3 out of 5 for 40 yards now. As he has some breathing room from the 40-yard line. Wheatley cuts inside a block. 35, 32-yard line. Collier makes the tackle again. A pickup of 8. It'll be 3rd and 2.
It's good power football there, that by the Raiders. Nice block inside by Ricky Dudley. Steve Wisniewski coming outside to lead the play. And that's good hard-nosed football, setting up the 3rd and short. That was a good play on 2nd and long for the Raiders.
I know you have some roots here in Indianapolis. It must be good for you to see the stadium full of cheering fans.
Yeah, it is. My dad was a part of this coaching staff in '95 when they made it to the AFC Championship game, but this has become a real home field advantage now with the Dome.
Gannon throws incomplete. And Tim Brown was out there, had a hand on it. Cornelius Bennett was right along with him. And onto the field, Sebastian Janikowski. Asked John Gruden the other day, how far has he been kicking them? He says, well, you know, we let him try a 58-yarder in the preseason and a 62-yarder. The 58-yarder was partially blocked. The 62-yarder was a bit short. But here, indoors, a distinct advantage for him. This will be about a 50-yard attempt. And should be well within his range. But it stays out to the left. Long enough, but missed it wide left. So Gruden and the Raiders fail in their attempt to get on the scoreboard. Indianapolis still with a 14-0 lead as we come up on a minute and a half to play.
Things are set up, good field position now to maybe take a shot.
Woodson up tight on Marvin Harrison at the bottom of your screen. Play fake. Comes to the near side. Harrison comes back for the football and makes the catch at about the 48, 49-yard line. Pickup of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
I'll tell you what, they are not shying away from Charles Woodson at all. I mean, he's got a great reputation and deservedly so, but he is playing a little tentative right now on Marvin Harrison. And Marvin Harrison, much more the aggressor in this matchup here in the first half. Again,
No huddle. 2nd and 1. Woodson this time gives Harrison a cushion. James pulls his way for a first down across midfield.
See, that run right there doesn't look like much, but when you consider that Edgerrin James has the breakaway speed to turn the corner and outrun your defense, he has the ability to make you miss in the open field, but he also has that ability to be a short yardage guy who can get those tough 1 and 2 yards. He is a complete running back. Very few guys in the league can be a good outside runner and a good inside runner as well.
I thought your analogy earlier was good about him being a larger Marshall Faulk. First down Colts. Manning calling the plays and the signals at the line. Pump fake. Throws to the far side. Pathan. And dives for the first down marker. Comes up a little bit short of it at about the 41-yard line. And clock continues to move, and that should do it for the first quarter of play here in Indianapolis. That is the end of the first quarter. It has been all Colts, 14-0. Indianapolis, then throwing for 100 yards and a touchdown. He has hit his last 9 passes. 2nd and 1. And Manning fakes the quarterback sneak, comes up throwing, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted, and penalty markers are down.
Well, that's probably going to be offensive pass interference because Eric Allen had a great shot at making that interception.
That's exactly what it is.
Penalty on Jerome Payton. That time, I think Payton tried to get a little too cute. I mean, he's really had his way with this Raider defense. That time, he looked like he faked like he...
Offensive pass interference, number 86. 10 yards, 2nd down.
Faked like he was going to run the quarterback sneak and then backed off the line of scrimmage. Thought he could get the home run, the big play, but neither corner bit. And very lucky it wasn't picked off.
It just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Payton was telling us the interception he threw last week in Kansas City. He says it was one of those things where he saw it wasn't there. You know you shouldn't throw it. He threw it anyway.
Well, when you hit 9 in a row, you figure you can hit everything at that point. Great confidence right now.
2nd and 11 now. Manning has his man, and that's tight end Ken Dilger, and Dilger is down at about the 41-yard line of the Raiders. Pickup of 9. It'll be 3rd and 2. Jim Mora watching the no huddle, working pretty much to perfection today with very few bumps in the road. John Gruden, meanwhile, says, doggone it, there are very few bumps in this road so far.
They tried to blitz that time, couldn't get to Peyton Manning, trying to find some way to disrupt his rhythm, but that time he was still able to get the throw off cleanly.
Only the 3rd time Manning has looked at a 3rd down situation. Quick drop, quick pass, what a catch, reaching behind him by Jerome Payton, and that's enough for a 1st down. And now it's ruled incomplete. Tom Moore's a little upset about it. And I believe we're going to get a challenge. Up another 1st down for the Colts, and Manning has hit 11 straight passes. And that strange sight you just saw was an Indianapolis huddle. 181 total yards. 4 wide receivers for Manning.
Edgerrin James is flanked out wide as a wide receiver right now.
He is at the bottom of the screen. Manning goes the other way. Complete and out of bounds to E.G. Green, the 3rd-year man out of Florida State. Pickup of 3. It'll be Manning with a hand gesture to the far side and then gives to Edgerrin James, trying to turn the corner. Dives across the 25 to about the 24, maybe 23-yard line. Reagan Upshaw and Charles Woodson with the stop after a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
This is really nice second effort by Edgerrin James at the end of this play. Watch, there's stopped for a very short gain at this point, but again, you see the strength running out of the tackle of Woodson and then just getting upfield for whatever he can get. He gets a couple more yards there just by going forward.
3rd and 3. Manning needs to get close to the 20-yard line for a 1st down. Going to throw. Has his 1st down. That's Marvin Harrison, and a marker is down in the backfield. That's Reagan Upshaw. And he's going to complain to the officials. It was Reagan Upshaw who delivered a shot.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 91 defense. Hitting the quarterback below the knees late.
Oh, man.
Forced from the end of the play, half the distance, 1st down.
There's the shot that Upshaw was guilty of, and a week ago against the San Diego Chargers, this is Reagan Upshaw delivering that shot to Ryan Leaf, for which he was fined $7,500.
Last week it was to the head. This week it was to the back of the knees. But either way, the quarterbacks in this league are way too valuable. You can't get away with shots like that.
12 and a half minutes to play. Colts on the move again. 1st and goal, just inside the 10-yard line. James lost a yard on the play. William Thomas with the tackle, and let's go back to the hit on Manning. And you know, for Peyton Manning, that's upset.
Yeah, little love tap there at the end.
That last play, the Raiders had it figured out. You heard Greg Biekert yelling, draw. Manning over the middle. James, 5, touchdown. Celebrated his 40th birthday on Friday. This is a nice celebration. Vanderjagt with the extra point. 11:28 to play in the first half. The kick from Danny Kite. They will not run this out. Napoleon Kaufman will kill it there. And the Raiders will give it another shot from their own 20-yard line right after this. Who's going here?
Well, they got to try to make some first downs. I mean, they've got to keep their defense off the field because right now they are overmatched by the Colts. So it's up to the offense and Rich Gannon to do something here.
And Napoleon Kaufman is in the lineup, and he gets the handoff and is stacked up just across the line of scrimmage. Let's go back to the touchdown, Todd.
Well, nice little potent offense.
2nd and 9 for the Raiders. That's Wheatley in motion. Gannon throws behind his intended receiver, Andre Rison. Andre Rison, the newest addition to this Raider team, caught the winning touchdown pass last week against the San Diego Chargers, and the Raiders tell us from the moment he set foot in a Raider uniform, he's had his nose in the playbook.
Well, he's had to learn a lot of different offenses. 7 different teams he's played for in the NFL. He's caught touchdowns for 7 different teams. The only guy in the history of the NFL to do that. So he is productive wherever he's been. He's been a productive wide receiver when he gets in between the lines.
Rison with Kansas City, Jacksonville, Green Bay, Cleveland, Atlanta, and yes, Indianapolis. 3rd and 9. Gannon brought down at the 22-yard line. First sack of the day, number 96, Josh Williams, the rookie out of Michigan.
You know Rich Gannon can run the football. That time he hesitated a little bit. Rather than running right away, which he normally would do, at this point, if he runs right now, he probably makes the first down. He was still looking down the field, trying to find a receiver, trying to make a bigger play, and by that time the pursuit caught up to him. Good coverage by the Colts downfield.
Rookie Shane Leckler booms one out of there. Peyton Williams, the rookie, from the 23. 30. And is corralled right there by number 55, Bobby Brooks. 55-yard punt, 7-yard return, and Peyton Manning ready to come back. About to take a commercial break. A little tussle going on around midfield. And the officials are talking about it.
I think we may have 2 penalties. There was actually a flag on the opposite side of the field as well, over by the Raider bench.
Oh yeah, they're matching. One is at the 46, one at the...
Number 27 on the receiving team. Personal foul, 84 on the kicking team. By rule, the receivers keep the ball at the spot of their foul. First down. Timeout.
The penalties are on David Macklin of the Colts, Jerry Porter of the Raiders. And now we'll take our break and come right back.
No huddle, and Peyton Manning calling the plays at the line of scrimmage and the use of his snap count. It's been way too much for the Raiders.
James following, blocking on the right side across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Make it a 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. Busy day for Edgerrin James.
We talked about the Raiders identified him as the key to this offense. They had to try to neutralize him. They have not had much success against him so far in the first half.
Colts with 15 first downs today. Oakland with 15 first downs this season. That one too low for Harrison to deal with, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. You know, Jim Moore looks like he's having a bad day.
Yeah, I'm sure this has been A lot easier for him to watch here this first half than last week in Kansas City. They didn't start off nearly as sharp in the first half last week against the Chiefs. Played much better in the second half.
Manning's consecutive completion streak ends at 14 with that incomplete pass. He needs the 39-yard line for a first down. Throw complete, wide open, Dilger. 45, 40, 35, and down to the 31-yard line of the Raiders. The man Peyton Manning says is the most unselfish player I have ever seen. 32. Play clock down to 3. They get the snap off, pump fake that way, comes this way, incomplete, intended for Marcus Pollard. Anthony Dorsett was with Pollard stride for stride. Boy, Manning sure gives you a lot of looks, does he not?
He does, and he attacks. I mean, he puts pressure on the defense. I mean, he is in constant attack mode, calling these plays at the line of scrimmage.
He wants a huddle now. 169 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day for Peyton Manning. And we still have 8.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Shovel pass. Edwin James across the 30 to the 29-yard line. Tony Bryant, number 94, corralled him after a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 7. Well, let's see. What is it we haven't used today? The shovel pass.
Well, they always are trying to find creative ways to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, Marvin Harrison and Edgerrin James. That time, Tony Bryant stayed at home, made a nice play for the Raiders. A much-needed nice play for the Raider defense.
Look at the difference in total yards here in the first half. 3rd and 7. As he let go of the ball, and it's incomplete. Edgerrin James was his intended receiver down around the 5-yard line.
Great pressure on the inside that time. Pushed the pocket right back into Peyton Manning's lap. It was Josh Tabbs. Watch here in the middle, number 99. Watch this push. Just takes his man, has leverage, drives him right back into the legs of Peyton Manning, and forces the bad throw.
Mike Vanderjagt on the field. He has made 31 consecutive field goals. That includes playoffs last season. This will be a 47-yard attempt. And there goes that streak. 31 consecutive field goals. That snaps that string. And our score stays at 21-0. Welcome back to Indianapolis, everyone. 7:36 to play in the first half, and the Raiders desperately trying to get something going. Napoleon Kaufman in the backfield. Gannon running out of the pocket. Slides down across the 40 at about the 42, 43-yard line. Todd, you just mentioned during the timeout that this is a big possession for the Raiders.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they finally got something positive, a missed field goal. Now they've got good field position, and they need to put a touchdown in here before halftime. They need to get something good to happen offensively, and they've got the field position, and they've got a veteran quarterback in Rich Gannon. This is very important for their offense right now.
2nd and 5. Gannon has time. Throws. Tim Brown over the middle. 40, 35 to the 32-yard line. Dwight Hollier pulls him down, and once again, Tim Brown over the middle. That's a 26-yard pickup.
Great pass protection up front by this offensive line of the Raiders. Gannon, nice sight lines down the field, good clean pocket. That's a long developing play, the deep crossing route to a wide receiver, but he had plenty of time to wait for Tim Brown to get into that opening.
32-yard line of the Colts, and Kaufman back into the game, Malone back behind Gannon. Gannon fakes the pitch.
Throwback.
Throws complete. Dudley with room to run. Penalty marker is down as he falls across the 20 to the 19-yard line. That's a 13-yard pickup, and now let's check the flag.
It's almost certainly coming back the way where the flag was thrown.
As long as it took for that play to develop, you got to figure someone's
man
downfield.
downfield on a pass, number 63.
That's
a
the center.
5-yard penalty. First down.
Center Barrett Robbins.
All screens are set up with timing, and there's a certain timing that the linemen get accustomed to of when the ball should be thrown, when you can release downfield to make the play. Rich Gannon didn't have a clean lane. He had to pull the ball down and throw it late, and by that time, Robbins was down the field.
Here's the key. Barrett Robbins is deeper than Ricky Dudley was. John Gruden told us yesterday, 4 first-down penalties a week ago in San Diego almost sank the Raiders ship. Napoleon Kaufman room to run. 25, 20 to about the 17-yard line and a first down. 20-yard pickup. Chad Bratsky made the saving tackle.
Huge play for the Raiders offense. They got the penalty like you mentioned on first down. Their Colts are going to come with a blitz from the outside, and there's going to be a nice hole open up here. Nice job blocking on the inside that time. Mo Collins, the right guard, a nice block to spring Napoleon Kaufman, and they got all that yardage back on one play.
Napoleon Kaufman, the first-round draft pick of the Raiders back in '95, now in his 6th season out of Washington. And the Raiders knocking on the door in the red zone for the first time today. Throws it out, and that is met. Jeremy Brigham made the catch, and then Dwight Hollier was there for the hit for just a 1-yard gain. Meanwhile, Cornelius Bennett was in on Gannon.
Cornelius Bennett has hit a lot of quarterbacks in the National Football League. He still can get there quickly. As you take a look at the end of the play, Gannon checking out his wrist a little bit. Had to throw that one underneath Cornelius Bennett as well.
2nd and 9. Gannon eludes the blitz, rolls, keeps it. 10, 5, diving to about the 3-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Raiders.
Greg, what a great job by Napoleon Kaufman picking up the blitz. Mike Peterson is going to come on the blitz right here. Now watch Napoleon Kaufman get in there and give up the body. Got drilled by Peterson, but that was all that Rich Gannon needed, was a little bit of room to get outside and use his legs.
Boy, Napoleon Kaufman listed at 5'9", 180. Mike Peterson, 6'2", 235. Wheatley and Ritchie in the backfield. 1st and goal for the Raiders. Wheatley. Nowhere to go. Bernard Whittington, number 95, stopped up the running lane. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I think if you're John Gruden right now, you're thinking 2 things. We got to get a touchdown, and number 2, if we can eat up more of this clock, that's good too. This offense has been too hot against us in the first half. We'll go in 21-7, try to regroup, make some changes at halftime. Don't let them get the ball again and try to score.
Raider offense has come to life on this possession. From the 3. The pass incomplete off the hands of Tim Brown, who had a touchdown if he could have held on. That was a rifle shot from
Gannon. You're not kidding. That ball was really thrown hard. I'm sitting there thinking the same thing. Tim Brown, you know, one of the most sure-handed guys in the league, but watch as he gets his head around, that ball is on him. I mean, there is no chance, and it was high. It was not an easy ball to catch. This ball has to be down in front of Tim Brown so he doesn't have to reach up to make the catch. Tough catch for Tim Brown.
3rd and goal. Gannon looking, gonna run it to the end zone. Touchdown. Rich Gannon's legs as much a part of that drive as anything, as the Raiders finally get on the board with 2:51 to play in the first half.
Good decision by Rich Gannon. He was looking for his tight end Dudley in the back of the end zone. It wasn't there, and he makes the good decision. And you know he can run the football. He's done it his whole career, passed 1,500 yards as a rusher last week in their win against San Diego. Gets him in the end zone there.
Leckler holds for Janikowski's extra point attempt. And it is good. The two rookies combined to put the extra point up. 2:51 to play. 21-7, Indy. That last drive, Rich Gannon, 21 yards rushing, 27 yards passing.
You know, last week when they beat San Diego, he didn't feel like he played very well. It was a very frustrating day, but in the last quarter, when it really mattered, he played well. A game-winning drive, 53 yards, 8 plays. He made some key runs and throws in that game to win the game. And as you mentioned, certainly a key, important drive for the Raiders to stay in this ball game. They needed that touchdown.
Peyton Williams at his goal line. Line drive kick. Williams will field it and keep it in the end zone. And Peyton Manning will come back and go to work. And once again, we'll send out our greetings to our partner Phil Simms, who is watching from a hospital bed here in Indianapolis. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Manning and the Colts. Once again, Woodson very tight on Marvin Harrison at the top of your screen. Quick pass, Pollard. And Pollard can't get away from the tackle of Anthony Dorsett. A pickup of about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. And again, the Colts will go without a huddle. Quick pass, Harrison reverses his field, slides down at the 34-yard line. That'll be 1st down. You know, Manning already had the total package. A week ago, he goes without the snap count. This week, no huddle. 2 minutes to play here at the RCA Dome in the first half. 21-7 Colts, and we'll be right in the first half. The Colts 1st down from their own 34, and Manning goes with 4 wide receivers. James picking his way through the line up to the 38 or 39-yard line. The pickup of 5 on the play. It's 2nd and 5. Greg Biekert, Lance Johnstone in on the tackle.
Great situation for Peyton Manning here, running the 2-minute offense. He's got all 3 of his timeouts left as well, so he can afford to use his full arsenal, running, passing, throwing in the middle of the field.
Big blitz by the Raiders. Manning complete to Dilger and out of bounds for a 1st down.
You know, the amazing thing to me that John Gruden, I'm sure, is really scratching his head about is they haven't even been able to knock Peyton Manning down in this first half. Reagan Upshaw got 1 hit on him. It was clearly a late hit, a penalty. No other time Peyton Manning has been standing up the entire first half. And they have not gotten any pass pressure on him. And when they have brought pressure like that play, he's been able to beat it with his arm.
1st down at the 45. Quick pass, James, and a nice tackle made by Biekert, the middle linebacker, to prevent a big gain. Gain of a yard on the play to make it 2nd and 9.
Overrun! Take it!
This time Manning from the shotgun. This time gets rid of it just before he goes down, and it's incomplete. Darrell Russell, number 96, was in on Manning.
Darrell's been pretty quiet in this first half. One of his trademarks is the quick penetration, his get off the line of scrimmage, and this is kind of vintage Darrell Russell. Penetration, pushing his man back into the backfield, and then wrapping up the quarterback. Doesn't get the sack, but forces the bad throw. He overpowered Larry Moore, the right guard.
Darrell was telling us yesterday he'd love to see a little one-on-one every once in a while. He really gets a little tired of being double-teamed. 3rd and 9 over the middle. Edgerrin James, 1st down yardage to the 42-yard line of the Raiders, and a timeout is called to stop the clock. 12-yard pickup, 1st down, Indianapolis, and it stops the clock with 57 seconds to play here in the first half.
Again, a little pressure the play before. This time the quick throw to Edgerrin James, a little back inside route. And again, those linebackers, that's tough duty, trying to cover Edgerrin James coming out of the backfield. He's strong, he's quick, he's explosive. And you're asking Greg Biekert and William Thomas to cover that guy coming out of there. Very difficult to do.
Tom Moore, offensive coordinator. Gotta like what he's seen so far. What he's seen is 205 yards throwing from Peyton Manning today.
The one thing about it, better than any quarterback he's ever been around, he's got great recall. He can remember a scenario or a play from a game last year and the adjustment. If it happens today, he just instantaneously has a knack to make the adjustment. Has great recall of situations he sees on the field.
Comes the blitz. Manning trying to spin away, gets it to Dilger, and Dilger is brought down at about the 43-yard line. William Thomas had a hand on Manning, had him by the jersey. Peyton Manning has only been sacked once in 6 quarters so far this young season.
Another blitz.
Over the middle. Harrison, 35, 30, and out of bounds.
Greg, what's so easy to overlook on this play is how quick Marvin Harrison's hands are to make this catch. This is a bad throw, down by his shoelaces, but almost not even breaking stride, able to reach the hands down, snag the ball, and then get to the sideline. And he did it so effortlessly and so fluidly that it didn't even look like a hard catch, but that was a hard catch.
6 of his 7 receptions for first downs here this afternoon. 28 seconds remaining. Colts with 2 timeouts. Quick pass, James. 25, 23, maybe to the 22-yard line. And another timeout to stop the clock with 20 seconds to play. Low-scoring victory over San Diego. 2nd and 2. Colts have 1 timeout remaining. Looks right, comes back left, has his man, Payton across the 10 to the 8-yard line, and Manning calls his 3rd and final timeout.
Huge cushion this time by Eric Allen working against Payton. And again, Peyton Manning pump fake, trying to get it to the end zone. It wasn't there, took the outlet receiver, but what a huge cushion that time by Eric Allen down by his own goal line. Got to throw it to the end zone. If they get tackled short, they won't be able to get the field goal team on the field.
Penalty marker is down. Quick pass. It is at the goal line, incomplete. And this is going to be against Indianapolis. Well, Bob, that microphone isn't working.
Illegal shift, 2 men moving, and they did not reset prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Mike Vanderjagt will come on to the field now to attempt a field goal. His string of 31 straight went by the boards a little while ago.
He's going to blame you, you know, for putting the hex on.
He missed from 47. This one will be a 32-yard attempt. That will make it 31, just inside the 32-yard line. Hunter Smith holds. The kick is up. That's good news for Mike Vanderjagt. He's a new streak has started. 3 seconds to play here in the first half. And Indianapolis extends its lead to 24-7.
By Edgerrin James, no interceptions by Peyton Manning, and a very efficient offensive first half.
Danny Kite set to kick it. Napoleon Kaufman is deep, and this one squibbed on the ground, bouncing. Kaufman from the 13, the 20, 25, and out of bounds, and that'll do it for the first half.
Yeah, they've got, you know, you can't give them a steady diet of any one thing. You've got to mix it up, and I do think it's the front 4 that's got to play the game.
Napoleon Kaufman from his own 3-yard line. And out to about the 23-yard line. Dwight Collier with the tackle after a 20-yard return. Look at the halftime numbers. Some big numbers there, Todd.
Look at that, 21 first downs, 315 yards in the first half for the Colt offense. No turnovers, 5 of 6 on third downs. I mean, that is as efficient as you could possibly be.
Time of possession difference is only 8 minutes. That means the Raiders battled back to own the football in the second quarter a little bit.
That was a huge drive that Rich Gannon led him on for a touchdown. And again, another very important possession right here to set the tone for the last 30 minutes.
Wheatley and Ritchie start out in the backfield, and that's Tim Brown in motion. And Gannon going to throw on first down. Has time, throws, Tim Brown wide open. Across the 35 to the 38-yard line, Jason Belzer tripped him up after a 15-yard gain.
This is excellent protection again up front by that offensive line. Again, a motion by Tim Brown. He gets nudged at the line of scrimmage and then just finds a little soft spot in between the defenders against the zone defense of the Colts. A guy like Tim Brown, so reliable, you know where he's going to get to. You know he's going to find those spaces in the soft part of the defense.
Gannon to throw again. This time he's going deep. James Jett can't catch up with it. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. James Jett, an undrafted free agent back in 1993, was the NFL's fastest man in 96. Played football and ran track at West Virginia. And appropriately named, I might add.
A difficult guy to overthrow, too. Rich Gannon did at that time.
Olympic gold medalist in 1992 in Barcelona, a member of the American 400-meter relay team. Gannon on 2nd and 10. Short drop, quick pass, complete over the middle across midfield. Andre Rison with the reception and a 13-yard gain. That's a first down for Oakland.
Well, unusual formation that time for the Raiders. Ricky Dudley was actually lined up in the backfield as a fullback, protecting the backside of the quarterback, Rich Gannon, and good protection. He was able to find Rison for the good completion.
Rison's first catch of the day. Kaufman alone back behind Gannon. The ball just across midfield into Colt territory. Kaufman, 45, 40, 35, cutting in and out of blockers and tacklers and out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. 28-yard pickup. Jason Belzer knocked him out of bounds.
Napoleon Kaufman saying, hey, Edgerrin, I know this is your house, but I can do a few things too. What a great run. Watch the explosion after he plants and takes it to the sideline. He gets the corner on the defense, and you see the speed of Napoleon Kaufman. That's an outstanding run. Good vision down the field, finding the holes.
Kaufman contributed nothing on the ground in just 4 attempts a week ago against San Diego. Kaufman has 49 yards today. Wheatley back in the lineup, takes the handoff and goes nowhere. Dwight Collier, number 56, along with Ellis Johnson, make the stop. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. Here's defensive coordinator Vic Fangio.
Got a nice play from Ellis Johnson there to stem the tide a little bit. Good penetration from his defensive tackle position to slow that play down.
Tim Brown all the way to the top of your screen. Again. Quick pass. Wheatley out of the backfield to the 10. Falling forward just inside the 10-yard line. Josh Williams made the tackle. It's an 11-yard gain, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Nicely executed play. This is Wheatley. Watch him just kind of show pass, and then he's going to just slip out. Well, then he's being defended by a defensive tackle. There's no way he can keep up with a running back. Very well executed. Josh Williams has to make the tackle, but Wheatley did a nice job of selling that, taking his time, showing block, and then slipping out into the flat.
And a nice play by the rookie Josh Williams, too. 1st and goal, Wheatley. Dances to the 8, maybe the 7.5-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Another impressive drive for the Raiders. They had the one there in the second quarter, and again, a critical offensive possession for the Raiders, and Rich Gannon and this offense have responded.
Important for a team that's been knocked around early in the game to maintain its composure. The Raiders have done that. From the 7. Gannon pulls it down to the 5, going for the corner. Touchdown! Rich Gannon puts the wheels to work and does it again.
We heard Jim Morris say at halftime they've got to find a way to tackle him when they get him back there when the receivers are covered, but they weren't able to figure it out here. Again, Rich Gannon showing what the old wing T Delaware quarterback can do. Finds that front pylon.
And John Gruden says, yeah, Janikowski for the extra point. And it's good. 10:56 to play in the third quarter. And Rich Gannon, for the first time, has had 2 rushing touchdowns in an NFL game. Look at Rich Gannon, a clear turnaround the last 2 times the Raiders have had the football. Janikowski kicks it away. Peyton Williams in the end zone, picks it up, 5, 10, and that could be a boost defensively for the Raiders. Only a 14-yard return, and Manning will start deep in his own territory when we come back. Blackledge Armin Katayan back at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, where Peyton Manning begins with his worst field position of the day, his own 12-yard line, 1st and 10. And the Raider defense trying to make something happen here. They've come back to within 10, 24-14.
A lot tighter coverage here by Eric Allen and Charles Woodson right up on top of the wideouts.
Manning calls timeout. He called it before the penalty marker flew. He was running out of time at the line of scrimmage.
So far, things starting out just the way.
Indianapolis, number 1.
Well, John Gruden disagrees with that vehemently.
Take a look at Eric Allen now. Press coverage on Jerome Pathan, and then on the other side, Charles Woodson right up into the face of Marvin Harrison. Again, they started the game giving a lot more cushion. Peyton Manning able to kind of pick them apart. I really think defensively, they've got to take a few more chances, try to be a little more aggressive, do something to disrupt the timing of Peyton Manning in this offense. And he's too good, too skilled of a quarterback. If you let him get in a rhythm, get in that kind of timing, you can't do anything against him.
So Manning burns a timeout early here in the third quarter. What it was is they just weren't used to coming out of the huddle. Manning goes down, and that's Darrell Russell.
Greg, I really thought the front 4 was going to have to start playing better in this second half. They ran a little stunt with the end, Tony Bryant, and then Russell able to just overpower Adam Meadows and get to the quarterback.
Darrell Russell was responsible for a safety last week in the victory over San Diego. First sack of the day for the Oakland Raiders. 2nd and 18. Edgerrin James, nowhere. Tony Bryant along with Darrell Russell there to meet him at the line of scrimmage, loss of a yard.
And they called that play again. Now the Raiders feeling a little better about the audible system. They started yelling, watch the trap, and Darrell Russell stepped right into it and stopped the trap. Watch Russell come across the line of scrimmage and just negate the trap block, and that freed up Tony Bryant coming after him to make the play. 2 great plays in a row by the front 4 of the Raiders.
3rd and long. And Manning from the shotgun, standing in his own end zone. movement on the line. Movement on the line, and there has been.
Right on the snap, false start, 78 offense.
That's Tarek Glenn, and there's been a definite momentum swing here. Let's go down to Armin.
You can definitely.
Third false start of the day by the Indianapolis offensive line. 3rd and 20. Manning throws. Gilder to the 10. Lost the football. Beekert has it inside the 15-yard line. The big defensive play that you said the Raiders needed to come up with.
This is a great play by Johnny Harris. He's going to be the guy that's going to get the football out. They let them throw underneath. That's okay. There's William Thomas, and then Johnny Harris comes and puts his helmet right on the football, and Beekert comes out with it. The first guy to the receiver, hold him up. Second guy, go for the football. It worked to perfection that time for the Raiders.
Raiders take over just inside the 15-yard line, and a golden opportunity for Rich Gannon and company. Kaufman and Zach Crockett are in the backfield. Kaufman turning the corner. The 10 out of bounds at about the 8-yard line, maybe the 7. Tyrone Poole ran him out.
Armin mentioned the offensive line feeling good about themselves. The defensive line established themselves on that possession. The offensive line, again, their second offensive possession of the second half, a great play on first down.
Napoleon Kaufman, they like his ability, his quickness to turn a corner. Now Wheatley and Crockett compose the backfield. Wheatley to the 6.
It's a nice combination they have with Wheatley and Napoleon Kaufman. Wheatley much more physical. Napoleon Kaufman the quicker of the two, and particularly on this kind of a surface. On AstroTurf, he is extra quick, able to get to the corner. A nice change of pace between those two guys running from the tailback position.
Now it's Wheatley and Ritchie. As you look at the difference in rushing yardage, the Raiders have the advantage. Wheatley straight ahead, no gain.
Short yardage plays all about leverage, getting underneath. Good job. They stuffed the fullback, John Ritchie. And then in there to make the play.
Number 64, Larry Chester. Here's Janikowski to attempt the field goal. You know, you get the feeling, Todd, that after the big turnover, the Raiders went a little bit conservative.
They did. They had the good run on first down and then nothing on the next two plays.
24-yard field goal attempt by Janikowski is good. So after the fumble recovery, the Raiders turn it into 3 points. It's a one-touchdown game. Empress Marat Sapin. Mustafa Muhammad on the return. 15. Tripped up and falls to the 19-yard line. 19-yard return. Zach Crockett with the tackle. And Peyton Manning goes back to work. Last drive, they sacked Peyton Manning and recovered a fumble. On first down, Edgerrin James hit hard at the 30, forward to the 32-yard line, or rather the 22-yard line. Greg Beekert. And Edgerrin James clearly had the advantage in the first quarter, but has been slowed since then.
And the Colts going back to their no-huddle offense again, which was so effective in that first half. Peyton Manning calling things at the line of scrimmage.
Pulls it down and runs. Slides across the 30 to the 32, and that'll be a first down for Indianapolis.
Greg Eric Allen made the tackle and came up limping a little bit, took himself out of the game. Something to keep an eye on, how long he'll be down, but a new cornerback in the game now for the Raiders. Torrey James in at the top of the screen.
4 years, a Denver Bronco. You hear the defense yelling trap. James dips outside across the 35. Have we seen a huge adjustment now by the Raider defense?
Well, I think they're feeling a little bit better about themselves. They're starting to get more aggressive. In the first half, they were guessing on some of the plays and guessing right, but didn't execute, didn't make the plays. So far here in the second half, they're getting to the football a lot better. They're winning more battles up front against the Colts offensive line.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. The 15-yard line. Another Indianapolis turnover, and again the Raiders are in great field position.
Torrey James in for Eric Allen. Peyton Manning goes right after him, but a clear miscommunication between Manning and the receiver Pathon. Pathon had turned upfield. Take a look at the top of the screen. Pathon runs by the corner. Manning, thinking he's going to run the quick hitch, throws the ball to a spot. Unfortunately for Peyton, Torrey James the only guy in that spot.
The 8th career interception for Torrey James, and look at the Raiders back knocking on the door and looking for a tie ball game. Tyrone Wheatley, the lone back. Gannon to throw over the middle. James jet to the 10, to the 8, and maybe the 7-yard line.
You know, one thing I've noticed about Rich Gannon is he throws the ball differently from time to time. He doesn't have the same motion every throw he makes. Depending on where the pressure's coming from, sometimes he throws at 3/4, sometimes sidearm, whatever it takes to get the ball in the right spot, he adjusts his release. That time a little 3/4 action to get the ball quickly to James Jett.
I believe sometime he comes Laredo. Wheatley and Ritchie in the backfield. 2nd and 2. This will be Wheatley looking for the first down, and he'll be close.
Last time they were down here after the turnover, they had a good play on 1st down and then were stuffed on 2nd and 3rd down. We've got another critical 3rd down and 1 situation for the Raider offense.
Raiders coming back in the total yards department. Third and 1. Gannon all by himself. Touchdown, Oakland. The 3rd rushing touchdown for the Raider quarterback today.
Great call by Bill Callahan and John Gruden. Everybody expecting Tyrone Wheatley to get the ball behind John Ritchie, the fullback. Watch the play fake by Gannon. Everybody buys into it. And an easy touchdown. The easiest of his 3 touchdowns today. No question about it.
Janikowski for the tie. (24-24). John Gruden. Is he a happy man? I'd say so. Outstanding for Rich Gannon and the Oakland Raiders. Janikowski's kick. Muhammad a yard deep in the end zone. 15-20. Knocked down at about the 24 or the 25-yard line. What was it defensive coordinator Vic Fangio of the Colts said?
Well, he said with Rich Gannon, you've got to defend 2 plays. The one called in the huddle and the other play that he can create with his feet and his running ability. And the beauty of this call was the last 3rd and 1 they had when they had to settle for the field goal. They gave it to Wheatley and the play was stuffed. They come right back, the same looking action, and this time Gannon keeps it on the bootleg. Great job of play calling by John Gruden and Bill Callahan.
John Gruden celebrating. However, a moment on the field now as Randy Jordan is down at about the 23-yard line.
Right now, back to you.
All right, Armand, she and her sister Alexis. The pitch, Edwin James. 25, 27-yard line. Smacked down by Johnny Harris, who has played a whale of a game for the Oakland Raiders. Harris, a second-year defensive back out of Mississippi State. Pickup of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 8. Todd, the first half, you sit here and you think you got a pretty good handle on this game, and all of a sudden you don't know how it's going to go. Tied at 24, coming up on 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Manning, quick drop, has time, over the middle, tipped incomplete.
Take a look again now. Under Wheatley, stuff, nothing there. The next time, fake the same play, and Rich Gannon takes it in for the touchdown. The first time they had to settle for a field goal, that time they got the touchdown. Both the offensive line of the Colts clearly had the upper hand. That has changed here in the 3rd quarter.
Big 3rd down here from Manning and the Colts, as well as the Raider defense. In on Manning, and down he goes. Lance Johnstone beat his man at the line of scrimmage. 2nd sack of Manning on the day.
They've been doing some things with Lance Johnstone in this 3rd quarter, too. They've been standing him up and moving him around in different spots, and that time he just used his quickness to get inside. Here he is up top. He comes inside of Tariq Glenn, too quick for Glenn, and he gets the sack. The 2nd sack now of Peyton Manning.
Hunter Smith to kick for the first time today. David Dunn from the 21. Trying to turn the corner, and does. 40, 45, knocked down at the 47-yard line. So the Raiders have some great field position. 54-yard punt and a 26-yard return. Let's get Todd Blackledge.
State finally got off the snide here last week, but that'll be a great game against Pittsburgh in Three Rivers Stadium.
So here come the Oakland Raiders. First down at their own 46-yard line. Gannon, quick drop, quick pass, Ricky Dudley. Into Indianapolis territory, the 46-yard line. Ellis Johnson made the tackle. A gain of 8, and it'll be 2nd and 2.
Take a look at Gannon again. Now he's looking in the middle of the field. About 3/4 to big Ricky Dudley, a big target in there at 6'6". Again, he really adjusts that release to whatever is the most efficient way to get it to the receiver.
Hoffman met at the line of scrimmage. He may have picked up 2, and he is pretty close to a first down. Mike Peterson with the stop for the Colts. And we're going to get a measurement here. First down. John Gruden shouting into that microphone, which Rich Gannon can clearly hear in his headset. This play might be what you might call a tide turner.
Should be a sneak.
Wheatley, first down to the 40. Following on the right side, Mo Collins, Lincoln Kennedy blocking on the right side of that offensive line. Mentioned at the very beginning of the show how big that offensive line is. Stinchcomb 310, Wisniewski 305, Barrett Robbins 315, Collins at 325, and Lincoln Kennedy at 330. Napoleon Kaufman at the bottom of the screen as a wide receiver. Gannon throws down the field, complete. Penalty marker is down. Run out of bounds at the 5-yard line is Andre Rison. 35-yard pickup, and let's check the penalty. It's going to be against the Colts. Here's Bob McElwee.
Number 20 defense, penalty is declined, first down.
Jeff Burris, the guilty party, he was the one beat by Andre Rison. This is not a very pretty throw by Rich Gannon, a duck, but he does a good thing. When you got a guy wide open, throw the ball right to him. Don't try to throw it out in front of him. Get it right to him. Doesn't matter how it looks, as long as it got to number 80.
You know, it's a real good thing it doesn't matter how it looks. First and goal for the Raiders. Red zone offense today has been terrific. Wheatley up the middle, touchdown! For the first time today, the Oakland Raiders are in the lead.
Running behind that right side again, Mo Collins and Lincoln Kennedy. Ricky Dudley getting through onto the linebacker. Nice block by the tight end, and an easy touchdown for Tyrone Wheatley.
Lincoln Kennedy created a hole that a truck could have gone through. Janikowski for the extra point. It's good. A tale of two games. 41 seconds to play here in the third quarter, and the Oakland Raiders have grabbed a 31-24 lead. Someone other than Rich Gannon has scored a touchdown. Tyrone Wheatley into the end zone. And the Raiders with 24 unanswered points now in the last 10 minutes, 15 seconds.
And it starts up front, Greg. I mean, the offense and defensive lines for the Raiders have started to take control of the football game, and thus the change in momentum, the change in lead on the scoreboard. Up front, the Raiders are taking control of the game.
Boy, what do you think the difference is in that man's mindset from about an hour ago? Coach has to towel off on the sideline too.
I'm impressed with the discipline of the Raiders here. You know, coming into a hostile environment, getting down quickly. It says a lot about John Gruden and about his coaching staff that they could go into the locker room, still feel confident in what they were doing, realize they just needed to step up their physicality in the second half, and things would work out a little bit better.
Janikowski set to kick it to number 28, Peyton Williams, and number 21, Mustafa Muhammad. This is Williams. 20. Down at the 23-yard line after a 24-yard return. You know, these Oakland Raiders can find all kinds of reasons to get up for football games, perhaps none more powerful than the emotion provided from the loss of safety Eric Turner, who died of stomach cancer very suddenly. John Gruden was telling us one moment he was a very, very active part of this team, and the next he was gone, and they dedicate a locker at home and on the road to number 29, Eric Turner. First down for the Colts from their own 23. Manning has to find a way to get it back. Quick pass over the middle, falls short of Paython coming over the middle. And Manning was feeling the pressure again.
Grady Jackson that time, number 90 from his defensive tackle position, in there creating some pressure, hurrying the throw of Peyton Manning. Again, they've done a great job here in the third quarter of disrupting Peyton's rhythm. He was totally in sync, totally in rhythm the first half. Has not been the case here in the third quarter.
Remember, at the start of the second half, when John Gruden talked to Armin Gutsayan, he said, number one, we have to execute. Manning just 1 out of 4 throwing the football this half. Edgerrin James. Running room across the 25 out to the 28-yard line. Woodson and Johnny Harris with the stop. And it appears that'll be the end or the last play of the third quarter. Time winding down, the teams will take a walk to the other end of the field. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Raiders 31 and the Colts 24. Time we were saying it was all Indianapolis in the first half, and it was. Look at what the Oakland Raiders did in the third quarter. Complete and total domination. Third and 5 for Manning. Over the middle, complete, short of first down yardage, though, is Marvin Harrison. He picked up 4, and Hunter Smith will come on to kick it away.
Nice job by William Thomas in the open field. 4-man rush. They played zone behind it, and William Thomas with the sure tackle, not allowing any forward progress by Marvin Harrison.
David Dunn back to receive the kick. Oh, Hunter Smith gets off a boomer. Dunn from the 12. Across the 20 to the 23-yard line. 56-yard punt and an 11-yard return. And the Raiders are back on offense.
Thought coming in they were the more physical team. They didn't show it early. They're starting to assert themselves now.
Napoleon Kaufman, left side, trying to find running room. Across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Chad Bratsky, stringing it out from his defensive end position, made the stop after a gain of 4.
You know, a couple times in the first half we said this is a must series for the Raider offense. I think we can say the same thing about the Colt defense right now. They've got to do something. They've got to come up with a play to stop this momentum that the Raiders have seized here in the second half.
Ball is at the 27-yard line. Double tight ends for the Raiders, Dudley and Brigham. Tim Brown in motion, quick pass, Gannon to Wheatley, first down and more, out of bounds across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Jason Belzer banged him out of bounds, but not before Wheatley picked up 15 yards in the first half.
And credit the attention that Andre Rison draws when he's on the field. Everybody went in with him on the slant, and that left Wheatley all alone out on the sideline for the easy catch. A little combination, the wide receiver running the slant, the back coming out on the arrow route, and Wheatley all alone. Good read by Rich Gannon.
And now the Oakland Raiders truly mixing it up on offense. 1st and 10. Gannon, 6 straight completions. Wheatley. For a couple of yards and no more. You know, those around the country who may be wondering, you know, what are the Raiders doing leading Indianapolis? They weren't that far away a year ago. A ton of close games, 8 losses by a total of 34 points.
Yeah, I guess you could look at the other side of that too and say, well, 5 of their 8 wins were close too, so they could have gone either way. But the bottom line is they played in a lot of close football games a year ago, finishing 8-8.
2nd and 7 from the 45-yard line. Gannon pump fakes, throws near side, Brigham out of bounds, but he has enough for the first down. Now we talk about how competitive the Raiders are. Last year they had the toughest schedule in the National Football League. Look at what they're dealing with this year. It's going to be a breath of fresh air by comparison.
Yeah, back-to-back 8-8 seasons for John Gruden. At least from a schedule standpoint, it sets up for them to make a strong run towards the playoffs this year if they can stay healthy and if they play the way they're playing here today.
11 first downs for the Raiders this half. Wheatley to the 43. Chad Cota hanging on and bringing him down. It'll be 2nd and 6. Jim Mora wondering just what happened to that football team he had going so well in the first half. Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator.
A lot of 2 tight ends by the Raiders, 1 wide receiver, a lot of power sets, feeling like they are much more physical right now than the Colts on defense.
Play fake. Gannon with all kinds of time. Throws over the middle, hits Ricky Dudley across the 30 to the 29, and that'll be another Oakland first down. 14 yards.
Can't give quarterbacks in the National Football League this much time. Rich Gannon able to step up in the pocket, still seeing clearly down the field. It's about 4 seconds he had to throw that football to Ricky Dudley. An easy completion for the first down.
Gannon yet to be sacked today, and we heard that strange sound for the first time today, boos coming down from the crowd. Napoleon Kaufman with blockers in front of him. 25 to about the 23-yard line.
Greg, right now the Raiders are just challenging the Colts physically. They're playing 2 tight ends, 2 backs, 1 wide receiver, and just running power football behind the fullback. They went away from the tight end, and again, Napoleon Kaufman able to get to the corner thanks to the block of fullback John Ritchie.
You saw number 74, Matt Stinchcomb, out there. He was a first-round draft pick in '99. Missed all of last season with injury. Played last week at Kansas City. This is only his second NFL game. Wheatley and Ritchie in the backfield. Wheatley to about the 21-yard line. A pickup of 2, and it'll be 3rd and 2.
Again, 2 tight ends, tailback behind the block of the fullback John Ritchie coming right at the ump cam. I love that shot there with the inside running plays. That gives you a feel at home of just how the intensity and the collisions that take place in there between the tackles.
Raiders with 67 yards on the ground last week. More than doubled it today. 3rd and 2. Wheatley. First down, yardage and more, forward to the 17. The Raiders have done a masterful job of rotating Napoleon Kaufman and Tyrone Wheatley.
The last touchdown when Rich Gannon ran the bootleg off that same action. Give it to the tailback deep, short yardage, follow the block of the fullback. Done a nice job mixing what they do out of that short yardage formation.
Be a little tougher for Rich Gannon to pull off that same fake again, but we shall see. 10th play of this drive. First down. Kaufman is in the backfield. Kaufman gets the football. Bounces off a tackler. Couldn't elude the second. Chad Bratsky, number 92, pulled him down. It'll be about a 2-yard loss. We'll call it 2nd and 12.
Colts defense needing a big play. Chad Bratsky's going to come from the backside. Ellis Johnson actually there to slow up the pursuit, and then Bratsky able to chase him down. Watch Ellis Johnson. Ellis Johnson a little shaken up at the end of that play, but he was able to at least redirect Napoleon Kaufman.
Johnson played off the Wisniewski block. 4 touchdowns and a field goal for Oakland. Their 5 previous trips into the red zone. Gannon keeps it. 15 out of bounds, just inside at the 14-yard line. What was it I was saying about not being able to do that again?
Fool me once, shame on me. Yeah. However that goes, but they tried it again. They aren't going to score a touchdown, but they're at least going to bring up a manageable 3rd down situation. Rich Gannon gets some positive yardage before being knocked out of bounds by Nate Poole. Again, when you run that play and you have success running the tailback, you've got to respect that. It's very easy to forget about the quarterback, especially if you have a quarterback like Peyton Manning who doesn't run very much.
3rd and 7, and Gannon calls timeout. Down to 3 seconds on the play clock. He calls timeout. 7:01 to play here in the 4th. Oakland with the ball in a 1-touchdown lead.
I think they're going to go play action. They've got 2 tight ends and 2 backs in their power formation. Maybe try to put Rich Gannon out on the corner, give him a run-pass option. Remember, he's got 3 rushing touchdowns today already.
Gannon straight drop to throw. Has time, throws over the middle. John Ritchie inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Raiders.
What a nice play by Rich Gannon, Greg. He's made great decisions on when to run today. This time he makes a great decision not to run. He starts the scramble as the coverage is downfield, and then at the last minute he just flips it to his fullback, who's got a full head of steam running up the field. May not have made the 1st down had he run it. That time a great decision to hold up, throw the football.
In addition to blocking, Ritchie's specialty, catching the ball out of the backfield. It's his first catch of the day. 1st and goal from the 2. Wheatley Not going to get there. Larry Chester, number 64, in on the tackle for the Colts. John Gruden trying to figure out what's going to work next.
Boy, they have just really taken it to this front seven of the Colts here in the second half. Two tight ends, a big, powerful fullback, Tyrone Wheatley and Napoleon Kaufman, and just challenging the Colts running the football.
You see the length of this drive, now over 8.5 minutes for the Raiders.
Good setup for a play-action pass here.
Wheatley, dive, touchdown! What an impressive comeback by the Oakland Raiders.
Power football, leverage on the goal line. John Ritchie clearing the way, and Tyrone Wheatley, nobody able to get to his legs as he goes over the top.
John Gruden's way of saying hallelujah. Janikowski for the extra point. 5:39 to play here in the fourth quarter. Jim Mora's got to find a way to rally his troops. They're down 38-24. Have rushing touchdown for the Raiders today. Janikowski kicks to Peyton Williams, who will not run it from 2 yards deep in the end zone. The Indianapolis Colts led 21-0, 3 minutes to play in the first half. Look at the lead blocked by John Ritchie to clear the way for Tyrone Wheatley. Lead 38-24. Peyton Manning just 2 of 5 here in the second half after a terrific first half. Starts from his own 20. Each team 2 timeouts remaining.
Raiders are moving Lance Johnstone around, playing him almost like a stand-up linebacker.
James out of the backfield. Can't get past Johnstone, who drags him down. May have gained 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they'll go without a huddle. Take it! Manning throws. Got Gilger. Across the 35 to the 38-yard line. That's a first down for the Colts. Johnny Harris there for the tackle.
Right now, what Chuck Bresnahan is saying on his defense is saying, hey, let's still stay aggressive. We've taken over the physical part of the game, but let's not give up the big, easy one. Make them throw underneath. Make them earn everything they get.
Manning. Quick slip, incomplete. And Johnny Harris again. This time all over Marvin Harrison. Johnny Harris came on early in this half in place of Marquez Pope and has played an outstanding football game.
Peyton just trying to dump it to his reliable Marvin Harrison, and Johnny Harris right there. And right here you see a little bit of the difference between Peyton Manning and Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon in that situation maybe would decide to tuck it and run, try to get 5 or 6 yards. Peyton Manning more comfortable trying to get the ball to Marvin Harrison.
2nd and 10. Pulls this one down and runs. Midfield, slides, first down.
So much for that theory. Good decision that time to get up the middle of the field.
11-yard pickup by Manning. Clock continues to move. 4:20 to play in regulation. Manning, quick one over the middle. Harrison can't hold on and completes.
See, the good thing for John Gruden and Chuck Bresnahan right now is that other than being a pass receiver, Edgerrin James he's a non-factor in the Colts offense right now because they've got to go hurry up. They've got to go out of the shotgun. They're not going to use their same arsenal of running and mixing the run and pass because they're down 2 touchdowns. Still obviously have to be aware of him coming out of the backfield as a receiver, but a different type of threat.
On 2nd and 10. Pump fake, throws, complete. Marvin Harrison will go for the touchdown. What a bullet thrown by Peyton Manning. Vanderjagt for the extra point. The Colts are within a touchdown. It took the Colts a minute 32 to go 80 yards for the touchdown. 38-31, Raiders, 4:07 to play. Let's check in with Jim Kaufman at the 5-yard line for the Raiders. Still at 4:07 to play. It's a one-touchdown game. Football bouncing down and into the end zone. It'll be a touchdown. And the Raiders will start from their own 20-yard line. I want to remind you, next Sunday, the NFL on CBS features divisional matchups.
Them back in the ball game. They're down by a touchdown. The Colts defense now must step up and get a good series here against the Raiders.
Oakland has scored on 6 consecutive drives. Wheatley. Hardly any gain at all. Maybe a yard. We'll call it 2nd and 9. Now is when you value the big back and the ability to pound the football and use up the clock.
And a big offensive line, which they have. And again, they're a bigger, more physical front than the Colts are up front defensively. That time, a good play, though, on first down to bring up 2nd and 10, 2nd and long yardage. That works in the favor of the Colts right now.
Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. We're at 3:20 to play in regulation. Gannon to throw. Over the middle. Tim Brown incomplete at the 25-yard line. The pass was low, but how often do you see Tim Brown not be able to hold on?
Pretty reliable. Good pass rush that time by the Colts. Forced Gannon to move up in the pocket and throw that thing off balance. And now 3rd down and 10 for the Raiders.
Play clock down to 7, 6, and 5. Gannon under center, calling signal to 1. The handoff to Wheatley up the middle. And Wheatley to the 25-yard line. Not enough for the first down, and they'll have to kick it away. And now the Colts call timeout to stop the clock at just under 3 minutes to play. Colts use their 2nd timeout. They have 1 remaining. Now let's talk a little bit about this rookie, Shane Leckler. The Raiders love his hang time. Yeah. They say he can boom them. We were watching him in practice, and we were amazed, Todd, at how high he's getting the ball.
He's a very mature kid. I talked to Bob Casulo, the new special teams coach, who was at Michigan State last year, his first year with the Raiders, and talking about the difference between Janikowski and Leckler. He says Leckler is, you know, just a much more level-headed guy at this point in his career, very coachable guy, and they've been very pleased with him. Last week he had 10 punts against San Diego, put 5 of those 10 inside the 20-yard line. So he did a great job in the opener, and he needs to get a hold of one here.
Leckler, 2 kicks today, 59 and 55 yards in college at Texas A&M. Set an NCAA record with a career average of 44.7.
And kicking in a dome, I mean, this is a kicker and punter's dream, kicking in here. Perfect weather conditions. Great opportunity to boom it.
The rookie, Peyton Williams, at the 25-yard line. He didn't get off a good one. It wobbles. Williams from the 30. Looking for running room. Tries to turn it up. Brought down at the 35-yard line. Zach Crockett with the tackle. And Peyton Manning trots onto the field with 2:49 to play and 1 timeout.
1 timeout, but in essence he has 2 because the clock will stop with the 2-minute warning, so he'll be able to use that as a timeout.
Of his 7 career comebacks in the 4th quarter, 6 of them happened last season.
And that's one of the things everybody, when you talk about John Elway and Dan Marino, that's one of the first things they bring up, the 4th quarter comeback. Peyton Manning trying to etch his name as one of the great ones, too.
Steps up, throws, over the middle, Harrison to the 46-yard line of the Oakland Raiders on a first down, an 18-yard pickup. Clock continues to move. We're at 2.5 minutes.
Nice protection up front, Greg. That was, again, a long developing play. The wide receiver coming all the way across the field.
Manning, tipped in the air, incomplete. Number 21, Eric Allen, eyes have to be huge as he watched the ball float toward him.
Take a look at this play, trying to get it on the quick slant. Johnstone gets his hand on the football. Eric Allen going for an interception. Reagan Upshaw coming from the other side thought he might get an interception.
No telling where Jim Mora's heart was at that moment. 2nd and 10.
Usually when that ball gets popped up in the air, something bad happens.
Manning throws over the middle. That's complete to Payton. Payton to the 32-yard line. That'll be a first down. 13-yard pickup, and Manning appears he'll be content to take the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in Indianapolis. The Colts need a touchdown to tie.
Can tie the game. 2 big throws by Peyton Manning. First to Marvin Harrison on a crossing route, and then the last play to Jerome Payton, another crossing route. Perfect throw right around the coverage of Eric Allen. 2 great throws on crossing routes by Peyton Manning.
2 minutes to play. On first down, Manning fires, complete inside the 20-yard line to E.G. Green, number 84. 13 yards and a first down. Clock continues to move. 1:40. 1 timeout available to Manning, and a whistle blows.
We are reviewing the ruling on the field.
Under 2 minutes.
Reviewing the ruling on the field.
Caught a touchdown pass to cut the lead to 38-31. And now Peyton Manning and the Colts with a first down at the 19-yard line. First down from the 19-yard line for Manning, and penalty markers fly. Those of you who watched Cleveland defeat Cincinnati, welcome. Greg Gumbel, Todd Blackledge, Armin Katayan here in the RCA Dome in Indianapolis.
False start prior to the snap on the quarterback. 5 yards, first down.
We talked about how well Peyton Manning uses the snap count. That time he fooled himself. He pulled out before the ball was to be snapped. The center held the football, and the 5-yard penalty on Peyton Manning. But he has done a marvelous job with his snap count throughout the football game.
That is the 4th false start call against the Colts today. 1:33 on the clock. Manning with time, running out of time, loose ball. Penalty marker is down. Manning came up with the football, but now let's check the flag. It's holding against Indianapolis. Grady Jackson and Darrell Russell applying the pressure.
Credit to coverage downfield by the Raiders secondary. Peyton Manning nowhere to go with the football, had time. And good penetration, good push from Darrell
Holding,
Russell.
number 73, offense. 10 yards, repeat first down.
That's right tackle Adam Meadows. So it'll be first down from the 34. Chuck Bresnahan, defensive coordinator for the Oakland Raiders. 1:28 to play. 1st and 25 for the Colts.
Don't forget about Edgerrin James here now. He's been pretty quiet.
Manning with time over the middle. Dilger dropped it. Dilger had it and dropped it. Clock stops with 1:23 to play. John Gruden has seen a terrific turnaround by his Raiders, and now they're trying to put the stop on the Colt offense in the final minute and a half here. Play clock is at 5. Manning should get this off, and he does. Steps up, throws, and overthrows everybody. Almost intercepted by Johnny Harris. And we welcome those of you who watched the Tennessee Titans come back to defeat Kansas City 17-14. Greg Gumbel along with Todd Black legend Armin Katayan here in the RCA Dome. The pass by Manning kind of hung up there. And Johnny Harris almost came down with it.
Johnny Harris has had a nice ball game. Could have put a real cap on his performance today if he hangs on to that. But credit the pressure up front. It forced Manning to move in the pocket, and he wasn't able to really step into that throw.
A huge 3rd and 25 for the Colts. Manning going deep down the sideline toward the corner, incomplete. Eric Allen was there covering E.G. Green. And the Colts are facing 4th and 25.
And Darrell Russell in around the face of Peyton Manning, forcing the errant throw again. Again, we had the long stop of the clock for the review, and the defensive line of the Raiders able to get some rest and get their legs back. In the last couple plays, have been able to put more pressure on Peyton Manning and force a couple bad throws.
And now Russell goes to the sideline as the Raiders will go with a 3-man rush. Since that challenge, the Colts with 3 incomplete passes and 2 penalties. 4th and 25. Here's the ball game. Manning still looking, throws for the end zone. It is intercepted in the end zone by the Raiders. Picked off by number 20, Torrey James. His 2nd interception of the day, and that should put the cap on a terrific comeback by the Oakland Raiders.
The penalties really backed him up, Greg, to where they had to go for a big play. He was going to the end zone. He had Edgerrin James right out there. Might have been able to dump it underneath and let him run. He went for the end zone, and the Raiders there playing a prevent defense to stop the 4th down play.
For those of you who joined us late, this game was all Indianapolis in the first half. They led 21-0 with 3 minutes to play in the first half. And the Raiders came roaring back in the second half. That man, Rich Gannon, rushed for 3 touchdowns to lead the way. And the Colts will use their final timeout. Here's how this game went today. Marcus Pollard, a 13-yard touchdown reception. Edgerrin James ran in from 6 yards out. And James, with a 10-yard reception, made it 21-0. Gannon, a 3-yard run, 21-7. Vanderjagt, a field goal to make it 24-7. Then, in the 3rd quarter, Gannon from 7 yards out, 24-14. Janikowski, a 24-yard field goal, made it a 24-17 game. And then Gannon from 6 yards out tied it at 24. Wheatley on 6 yards. And then Wheatley again from 1. Harrison, a 50-yard catch. We're at 38-31. And the clock continues to run. The Colts can't stop it. That's going to be one happy flight back to Oakland, isn't it?
Well, you're not kidding. And John Gruden has to feel really good about his football team and what they showed. Jim Morris said he learned a lot about his team playing on the road in Kansas City, how they fought back. John Gruden's got to learn a lot about his team today, how they played on the road and fought back way down in this ball game and completely turned the game around in the second half.
John Gruden wants him to get off this play before the play clock expires. Gannon will use every last second before he takes a knee. And that's the ball game. The Raiders look completely down and out. Completely down and out in the first half. And have come back to win this game. Jim Nantz and company will be in New York with a recap of everything that's happened all day long around the National Football League. As for here, The Oakland Raiders with a terrific comeback victory to go 2-0 for the season. 38-31. There are still 10 seconds showing on the clock. And you know what? I don't think they're going to clear the field for it. Well, Bob McElwee has come back. And now the time is going to run down to make it official. Boy, Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts off to such a terrific start today. And the Colts just couldn't sustain. 38-31, the Raiders winners over the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts fall to 1-1. The Raiders are 2-0. Jim Nance and company on the other side of a timeout. For everyone here in Indianapolis, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for joining us.